In a quiet village surrounded by tall green mountains, there lived an old monk named Master Rinan. He was very wise and kind, and many people respected him. He had lived most of his life in a peaceful temple built high up in the cliffs, above the clouds. Many young people came there to learn from him about peace, truth, and how to live a good life. One day, a young man named Taro came to the temple. He had a strong desire to live a good and honest life. He bowed to the monk and said, "Master Rinan, I want to live a righteous life. I have decided to always tell the truth, no matter what happens." The old monk slowly opened his eyes and looked at Taro. "Why do you believe that always telling the truth is the right way?" he asked calmly. Taro stood up proudly and replied, "Because honesty is the same as truth, and truth always leads to goodness. I have promised myself that I will never lie, no matter what it costs me." The old monk gave a soft smile and said, "All right then. Today, I want you to help me with something." The next morning, Master Rinan gave Taro a bundle of rice and asked him to take it down to the village at the bottom of the mountain. Before Taro left, the monk gave him some advice. "On your way, try not to speak unless it's really needed, and pay attention to everything you see." Taro agreed and started walking down the steep and winding path. As he was halfway to the village, a man suddenly stepped out from behind a tree. He looked tired, messy, and scared, like someone who had been running for a long time. "Please," the man said in a desperate voice, "did you see a woman and a small child pass this way? They stole something from me." Taro, being honest and wanting to be helpful, quickly nodded and said, "Yes, I saw them just a little while ago. They went down the path toward the river." The man's eyes lit up, and without saying anything else, he ran off in that direction. That evening, when Taro returned to the temple, Master Rinan was waiting at the entrance. "Did anything happen on your way?" he asked. Taro nodded and told him everything. "Yes, Master. A man stopped me and asked if I saw a woman and a child who had stolen from him. I told him where they went." The old monk's face became serious and sad. "Taro," he said, "the woman and child you told him about were staying here at the temple. They didn't steal anything. They were escaping from that man because he was very cruel and violent to them. They came here looking for safety, and we were helping them." Taro's face turned pale with shock and guilt. Master Rinan looked at him with kind but firm eyes and said, "You told the truth, but that truth hurt someone who needed protection." For the next few days, Taro was quiet and couldn't eat. He kept thinking about what he had done. He began to question everything he believed about truth and honesty. Finally, Master Rinan called him again and said, "Taro, I want to teach you something that many people don't understand. The truth is not only about saying what is real, it must also come with wisdom. If you tell the truth without thinking, it can become harmful. Sometimes, truth without kindness is the same as being cruel, and honesty without understanding can lead to danger." Taro quietly asked, "But isn't lying always wrong?" The monk gently replied, "Yes, lying is not good. But being blindly honest, just saying the truth without thinking about the effect, can be even worse. If someone uses honesty like a weapon, without caring who it hurts, that is not a good thing. That's not real honesty. That's just causing pain." Then, Master Rinan picked up a spoon of salt and stirred it into a small glass of water. "Drink this," he told Taro. Taro took a sip and made a face. "It's too salty," he said. Then the monk took the same amount of salt and threw it into a big lake nearby. He looked at Taro and said, "Now drink from the lake." Taro cupped his hands, took a sip, and smiled. "It tastes fresh," he said. "You see," the monk explained, "the salt is like the truth. The glass is your heart. If your heart is small, even a little truth can taste bitter and painful. But if your heart is big and full of compassion, the same truth becomes gentle and easy to accept." From that day on, Taro learned something very important. Before telling the truth, he needed to stop and think. He needed to listen carefully, understand the situation, and then speak in a way that would help, not harm. He learned that the best truth is one that comes from both wisdom and kindness. And so, Master Rinan's deep lesson stayed with him forever. Stop being honest if your honesty hurts someone. Stop being honest if your truth has no wisdom. Be kind first. Be wise next. Let honesty follow afterward. Always being honest is not always good. If your honesty can hurt someone or cause pain, it's better to think twice. Truth should be used with care, wisdom, and kindness. That's when it becomes truly powerful.